Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. What we must remember is that during this uncertain time in America, we must keep our dignity. We must keep a sense of humor. We must keep our minds open. We don't dare let our guard down, but we must keep our dignity about us and not let people make us feel that for whatever reason we are less than because they want us to feel less than. So we have to keep things in perspective. But above all, we must keep our wits about us and we must keep our dignity about us. Now, today, I want to have a little fun with this whole thing, this tweet that's going around about putting us back on the plantation. This tweet is going around to different groups with different warnings, all designed to try to make you feel that you don't belong in America. Now, the Latinos are getting one about being deported, and the LGBTQ people are getting one about something. I don't know what they're getting one about, but this is just somebody making merry and trying to exert some kind of feeling of authority. But we know it's all just BS. But now, what's behind them wanting to put us back on the plantation? Well, I will submit to you that there are some very good reasons why white people would want to put black people back on the plantation. White people never had it so good as they had it when black people were enslaved on those plantations. That's where the foundation of white America's wealth, and I'm talking about the generational wealth, was built. It was built during the slavery days and the after slavery days when the American dream was still possible because you could come to the United States and take advantage of a whole race of people and steal all of their wealth and gain wealth for yourself and your generations to come. So that's the main reason. And it was black people on those plantations picking cotton that built the economy that ultimately built this superpower. So the reason they keep talking about cotton is because that is what built America. They think they're saying something in a derogatory fashion to try to make you look bad, to try to look down on you. But in reality, it was that system that made it possible for them to be here living in the lap of luxury as they do. But now they're seeing Black Americans benefiting from our own labor, our own talents and gifts, and living very good lives right in their faces. And they have a problem with that. Don't you know that when they look at a LeBron James or a Steph Curry or Serena Williams or an Oprah Winfrey or anybody black that's a millionaire, and there are many of them in the United States, all of that wealth would be in the hands of white people. So people say, oh, black Americans are a $1.6 trillion economy or a $2 trillion economy. Whatever it is, it's a lot of money. That's the spending power that we have. Well, all of that money would be in the hands of white people. And people can say what they want to. There is wealth in the Black American community. You don't have $1.6 trillion worth of spending power without having any money. Okay, so let's get real about that. But all of that would be in the hands of white people. You don't think that they think about that when they see these black athletes, black entertainers, black business people ripping, running up and down the field, up and down the court, running across the stage? Michael Jackson, see, they pretty much taking Michael Jackson's wealth. See, that's what they want. Because that wealth is not in the hands of his family. That wealth is in the hands of somebody else who's probably not black, including those white children that he has. So see, that's a bundle of wealth right there that went right back into the white community. And if you're a Michael Jackson fan, good for you, but I'm telling the truth. During the slavery days, White people not only had control over black people's labor and their movement, but they also had control over our bodies. So black people were the source. Black people were the labor. They were the entertainment, especially the black women. But now we're hearing that black men too were sexually abused during the slavery days. So see, when you got everything you want right there on the plantation, people making the living for you and providing all of the recreation, you have it made. They had it made during the slavery time. And the plantation was its own police force. There was nobody there to protect the enslaved people. So anything that you suffered on that plantation was between you and the enslaver, your slave master. They had complete control. The patrollers, the police, were created to keep them on those plantations. And then anything you did off the plantation, anything you created, invented, or discovered belonged to the slave master. And that is where the intellectual theft has come in. The enslaved people invented during those days, and whatever they invented belonged to the slave master because they were not citizens. They created a law that you had to be a citizen of the United States to get a patent. And that was to keep the enslaved people from benefiting and claiming the rights of their inventions and creations. So, there again, the plantation. So, the plantation was the source. So, yes, they would want you back on the plantation. They would want you back on the plantation because then they are the boss. I am the master of this plantation, and I am the master of everything and everybody on this plantation. So, is there any wonder that they would want black people back on the plantation? We are a proven commodity in slavery and out of slavery. We are still the most productive of Americans, no matter what they say. The Black American culture is America's #1 export. There ain't nothing going on in the United States that anybody wants except what black people create. Prove me wrong, because I could be wrong about this. There might be something else that people want out of America, but I need somebody to tell me what that is. So, to sum this up, there are very good reasons why white Americans would want to put black people back on the plantation. Because on the plantation, they didn't have to compete with you, they didn't have to prove that they were smarter than you, they didn't have to prove that they were more important than you. That was understood. But in the environment that we live in now, it's a show me society. Don't tell me you're better than I am. Don't tell me you're smarter than I am. Prove it. And then when you shake it down to a carb and they have to prove it, what they're going to do is come up with something that they wrote down on some paper, a test, some irrelevant test that doesn't measure anything meaningful, a test that they most likely cheated on. That is what white people and Asians are banking on, something that they made on a test that they cheated on. That's how they prove that they're smarter than black people. Because apparently we are the litmus test. They got to prove they're smarter than black people. In closing, the plantation should be revered in America because that is the base of everything. That is the source of the greatness of America. I am a proud descendant of people who worked on the plantation. My grandfather, who came through the second slavery, his father came through the first slavery. But my grandfather understood the importance of the plantation. And even though he moved away from the plantation, he made his children promise him that they would take him back and bury him on the old plantation where the rest of the slaves were. So my father and his siblings had to take my grandfather back to Mantua in Greene County, Alabama, to bury him among the enslaved people on the old plantation. So, okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Tell me what you think about the video. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and have a great day.